Moss the Boss. She's gonna tell you how it is. Moss the Boss. Discussing topics, how we live. Moss the Boss. Listen, wave your hands if you're ready. Moss the Boss. Hey, yo. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
My second guest is Miss Vivian Harrison. August the 28th, 2014, when she received her first call that someone had murdered her son on 9th and Chickasaw in Blythesville, Arkansas. Justin Blake Harrison. Let's take a look.
I'm Vivian Harrison, and I'm a lifelong resident of Blytheville, Arkansas. I was a McAdoo. I've been selling real estate for 25 years. I have Cryolite First Choice Realty. Justin was the baby of my 4 children. I have 4 children. Crystal, the one across the street, the beautician, she was next to the baby. Then I have a son, Adam, and then I have a daughter that is the director of surgery at the hospital, Candace Bivens. Justin was 31 years old when he passed on the streets of Blytheville. That's been our home all our life. Y'all, it's just hard to accept. Yes. I can't help it.
Yes. Take your time.
I have to drive by where he lay in the street every single day. Every day. I guess you want to know about the call.
Yes. What happened when you
Well, I actually didn't get the call.
Wow.
It was actually Barbara had someone had notified her that Justin had been in a motorcycle accident. And Justin was a certified Harley mechanic. Y'all probably know Justin. He had his little shop down on Main Street. He didn't just work on motorcycles. He worked on weed eaters, lawnmowers, whatever you brought in there. Justin gonna try to help you fix it.
Yeah, he fixed it for me.
And you know, to know him, he's a white boy, but he had dreads. I'm gonna tell you, he went to Florida on his motorcycle to go to MMI, to Harley School.
Wow.
He left with all his belongings on that little motorcycle, drove, and he drove it back. And he had accomplished something that he had dreamed of. He had been a little troublesome child. Yes, he had, I'm not going to lie. I'd had some trouble with Justin because he had done things that a lot of them have done. You know, my kids aren't perfect, but you love them unconditionally.
Hallelujah.
It doesn't matter what they've done. I was there to support him and all of them through everything that they've ever done. But Barbara had called, Crystal had just had a baby, her 4th boy, and was staying at my house. And Barbara had called her and told her, I guess, that Justin had been in a terrible motorcycle accident. So she just came through and said, Mom, Justin's been in an accident. And I immediately started, this wasn't the first accident. He had had 2 other motorcycle accidents. Neither one of them were his fault. And I mean, he was lucky to be alive at that, because they were horrible accidents. And so I immediately got up. This was around, I guess, 9:45. So every night at 9:45, the nights are hard for me. I got up and went to the hospital. And there were people there, and you know, they were in the halls, and it's just kind of like, I want to see my son. That's what I said. Where's my baby? People they just looked at me. They couldn't tell me that Justin was dead. And I just kept saying, I need to see my son. I need to see my son. And it was just like, just a blank stare. And I begged God, please God, don't take my son, but
Oh,
he was
my.
already gone.
Oh, my.
I would have given my life for him to have his.
Oh, wow.
I just couldn't accept it. I had to see him. I never got to see Justin. They would not let any of us go back there. They didn't even know he had been shot. When the people from the paramedics from the ambulance on the scene, there was not a drop of blood on Justin. That he had been shot in the back, and it had gone through his lung and had nicked his heart. But they didn't know that he had been shot. They just thought he had a motorcycle accident. But
Amazing.
and didn't know it until he was out there, and they, I guess turned him over and saw where the injury. But it was a small caliber weapon apparently, so it did not come out. It just kind of, and he bled internally. But I didn't get to see him until they brought him back. They sent him to Little Rock for an autopsy. And until they brought him back, and Brother Carney, that has Carney Funeral Home, is a personal friend, and he went himself and got Justin and brought him back and had him where I could come and view him. It just looked like he was asleep, y'all.
Wow.
It was just my baby asleep. And I asked God, why? God said, Vivian, I gave my only son.
Wow.
That's right, Lord. That's right.
And I know that the world took his son, that he sacrificed on the cross for all of us.
Yeah,
So why? You're just going to have to accept
that's it.
that evil, it was not God that took Justin.
Yes.
It's evil. Evil spirits, demons
Right.
that we fight every day. Justin's murder has not been solved. There was a young man that they had arrested, and he spent 7 months in jail. And then the day of before court, they let him out because there was not enough evidence. The people that had actually brought evidence apparently were after reward money from me. And they were bad people themselves, so their word was not honest and true, that they thought that they could take this boy to court, which I guess it's a blessing from God that they didn't, because he didn't do it.
He didn't do it.
Now,
They would have had it wrong.
I believe that he was there. I believe that with all my heart, that he was there, because he was seen talking with my son at Cherry Tree. And but I don't think that he killed Justin. But he will not talk. But I know who killed Justin. I know that, and they were young people, just like her, that killed her son. It's a little gang. And they were like 16 and 17 years old then. And they were robbing. They were robbing at the school.
Wow.
They'd go in the gym, steal other boys' stuff out of the lockers. And they were robbing houses. And for some reason, they thought Justin had seen them rob something and that he was following them. But Justin didn't even know these boys.
Wow.
So they chased him in a car and shot him in the back. They did not know him, and he did not know them. And it's been just
Cold.
a nightmare, because I have been detective with my sister, my family. My son deserves justice.
Oh,
It's been 2.5 years, and I will not give up. I don't believe in the death penalty. I am a Christian. I even lead the music in my church. And somehow that's been a testimony that I can give praises to God. People don't. It has been a blessing to a lot of people in my church. But if you can get on the internet, on Facebook. You can see these young people. They like to get on there and talk about what they're doing, show you what they're doing.
Yeah.
They have children. They have babies that they don't take care of. That they're doing this while these children are present. Now, I'm telling you, I've seen it because I am a stalker.
Yeah.
I stalk the internet. I drive the streets. I'm going to know who killed my baby, and they are going to come.
That's right.
I know they're going to come before God,
Yes.
God Almighty. But that is the last thing that I can do for my son. And I cannot rest until I have that. And you talked about forgiveness. I want them to look at me and say, Miss Harrison, I was just stupid. I was just on drugs.
Yes.
I'm sorry that I killed your son.
Wow.
That's all I ask. I don't want him to die. The people that did this, I don't want them to die. But they have to suffer the consequences of the decisions that they're making.
Right.
Right.
Because this town, it is my hometown. I'm going nowhere. But y'all, it's not safe. It's not safe. These kids, they don't want to work. They don't want to go to school. They don't want to do nothing but have a free ride.
That's right.
And they're going to get it however they can get it. If they're going to rob, if they're going to deal drugs, or if they're going to kill people, it doesn't matter to them, just so they get what they want. It's evil, and we've got to stop it. Our police force, we haven't paid them enough to even have enough police to even take care of this town.
Wow.
I mean, when you've got 3 officers working a night crew,
That's sad.
15,000 people, 3 officers.
that's not going to work, y'all.
Lord have
That's
mercy.
not. We
That
got
is
to
not going to work. We have got to turn this town around, and safety is the main thing that we have got to have before anything, before a water park, before a golf course, before anything. We have got to have safety.
Right. Whew, that is so true, and I really do believe now, if all of us come together and we stand together,
Yes.
we love together,
Yes.
we share together, I think we can make a change.
Hallelujah.
Because 3 police officers, sad. That is
They're
sad.
not making enough money
So in this
to risk their lives or to support their family. So they're seeking other places to go so they can take care of their families.
We got to do something.
Yes, we do.
Vivian, look in that camera, and what would you tell the young people that seem like they don't have any hope?
I know there are a lot of children that really their home life is terrible. I know that. There are parents that don't care. And so therefore they're abused at home. I know that. there is hope for them, but it's got to be people that know this is happening to them in their home. They can't sit back and just let this go on. They've got to try to help these kids.
Hallelujah.
I mean, there should be work programs in the summer. You know, we talk about how dirty our city is. There should be work programs where when they're out of school, that they can help clean up this town. Make money for themselves. Give them motivation. But it doesn't matter how poor you are, or how rich you are, or what color you are. We're all here together. And it's going to take all of us to turn this town around. And if we don't, I don't know. God help us.
What would you tell the mothers, look in the camera again, and tell the mothers that had never experienced this, just like I asked Miss Pamela, what would you have to say?
Well, like she said, you don't want to be a member of this club.
Oh, that's right.
Ever. I live this 24/7. God's blessed me with other wonderful children. I have wonderful grandchildren. It does not take away the hurt and desire that I have to see Justin. I will see Justin again.
Hallelujah.
I know that. I know that because of Jesus.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Yes.
But you just long for them to be with you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so sad. It hurts like no other hurt. It's constant there. You can be in a family gathering and you really want to be happy, but there's something that's missing and you can't change it. It's just missing.
Wow. Y'all give Vivian Harrison. I want to go to the audience. Okay.
Losing a child that you bring in the world. You have no idea. There's no.
Yes.
There's no feeling. You lose sight of feeling. You have hate, but then you go back to no feeling.
Wow.
You find love, but then you go back numb. Every day is a day that you seek to replace those days that you had with your child. I get up in the morning and I wait for her. She would get up and she would be singing. And I look for that song or that dance. And you know, it's a feeling that I can't explain. I'm sorry.
Wow.
And when I began to talk about it, I tried to be a big girl about it. Because even though it was in 2:15, it's just like it happened 2 minutes ago.
Wow.
Because it's time that stays with you. When they called me and said my daughter was shot, I had just fixed a big meal for her.
Oh, wow.
And she said, Mama, I'll be back. I said, okay. I'll be waiting because you know we gotta go to church tomorrow. That time never came. And when I went to the hospital was the same rude because they wouldn't let me go back there. But when I got there at the beginning, they were not working on her. And all I could do was, baby, what's wrong? What's wrong? Mama, I can't breathe. I said, breathe slow. And she said, Mom, I'm finna go, okay? I said, no, you're not. I'm not leaving you, baby. She said, Mom, I'm finna die. I said, no. And when I saw her, Lord Jesus Christ, I didn't have a thought. I just went numb from that point on. So, you know, this city is where I grew up. That's all I know. Bible Public Schools, Prince of Peace. So that was my home. Church, my neighborhood friends. And for my children to grow up in such a community that doesn't offer what we had. I was listening to the young lady say they have lost sight. Well, in my eyes, and I'm pretty sure in the children's eyes, they have lost sight. Because like you said, they have nothing to look forward to.
That's right.
We need to have programs that we had programs with. Work programs.
That's right.
I talked with our representative about that, and he says there are some. But when they are, it's always friend-based.
You better say that. You better
And it should be
say
that.
You better say that.
If my son goes to Taco Bell to fill out an application, he should get that same opportunity that your friend had.
That's right.
Give them that chance.
That's right.
So when these kids don't have a job, they seek other ways and other means. They do deviant things. They become defiant. They go to school and they get in trouble because, hey, their pocket's empty. They see this child with Jordan's on, and that child got Walmart. So I'm going to be defiant, and I'm going to do something to hurt somebody to get what I got to get to make this money. And it doesn't work like that. Because then you'll be in my shoes. You're hurting someone's family, not just that person. You're hurting a whole community. This community is. But to lose my baby, I didn't want to, you know, I had it hard coming up here.
Yes, you did.
Because I said every time I talk about it, and I don't sleep. You don't sleep. You lose sleep. So if anybody tells you, oh, I get my sleep. Oh, no, you're up in between the nights. You're getting up because that thought is in your head. Xanaxes don't take it away. It just takes you away for a moment. It's what they call the happy pill. Yeah, it makes me happy for about 3-4 hours. But when I get up, I'm still in that zone. So it's a battle. But you got to know who God is.
Amen.
I thought about what you said. I said the same thing. Oh, I forgive him. I got to see Jesus. You know, I want to see Jesus. I want to see Jesus. My baby with Jesus. Then when I look at him, I just hate that. You know. Excuse me, y'all. Excuse me. I done took the step.
I don't like that.
But if that one person, you say, I forgive him, and you hate him really. And you hate the whole family.
Wow.
You see one, you see all. And I just do. So I'm like, y'all pray for me.
That's the answer.
Pray for me. Because I pray for
That's the
myself.
response.
But that does not help me because I still see one, I see all. And I don't like them.
Yeah.
But I know without a shadow of a doubt, I got to see
You
Jesus.
might want to tell the truth.
I'm going to tell the truth too, Pastor. I'm going to tell it. Tell it like it
Don't
is.
even lie about it. Just tell them the
So I thank y'all for giving me this chance to let you know we have to do something in this community to get our children back on track. Although I lost my child, Lord knows it hurts. But I've got, and I'm not ashamed, I had 15. I lost 2. Right? Am I counting right? Okay.
Tell Lane. Over tell Lane. Two tell
I'm
Lane.
not ashamed to tell the world how many kids I got. I love all of them.
Yeah.
And so, you know, one is no different than the other. But when holidays come, it's no joy in here. But I have to put it on. I put that mask on to make them happy. So you walk around as a shell.
Thank you. Y'all give it up for Nick. Barbara McAdoo to come up.
Tell us a little about Blytheville, Arkansas, and tell us what you do.
Well, I'm a lifetime resident of Blytheville. Vivian's my sister. We have one more sister. My parents have a McAdoo's, which they've gone pushing 50 years. When Justin was murdered, it devastated our family. It's like her children are mine and mine are hers. That's how close we are. When one hurts, we're all going to hurt. So when it came time this year for election for city council was coming up, and Vivian said, you know, Barbara, you need to run, try to make a change, you know, make awareness of what's come on. So I did run for council, and I was blessed to be elected. And it's my goal to see that our town is safe. We could build the grandest of grand, but until we are safe, nothing's going to prosper. Wow. You know, it's to the point, the elderly going to the store. I had a man call me today, said the parking lot out at Walmart was so poorly lit. You know, he was afraid for his family even to go into Walmart in that area. I've addressed that with Walmart, but now we're checking in to see if it's a state policy as far as how much safety these big companies provide, you know, for people going in and out, but that's an issue we will work on. But, and as I talked to y'all last night, I think our city, the past few years, we've been in such a lowness of our finances from the previous administration that our leaders have been so focused on trying to get us out of the financial hole we were in that we lost sight of the daily things, like the appearance of our city, where our children are at. And so now Mr. James Sanders promised we were going to start a beautification program. Safety is our #1 issue, is what we're going to work with. And I encourage anybody, if you've got a question or problem, call your councilman or even call me. We've got to work together. It's me helping you clean my store or your store when it was broken into. You ought to be down there helping me. That's just, it's not a race. It has nothing to do with that. God blesses people in different ways. You know, God has blessed us as a family, and He will bless us through this with Justin. There is a lesson to be learned from this. And God just didn't let him go away for something. There will be something great come out of us losing our jobs.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Y'all give it up for Barbara McAdoo and Vivian Harrison.
I have this young lady, Rhonda Hodges. I want her to say something. Her husband couldn't be here. I really was going to ask him to talk. But I know she can take care of it for him. All right?
Rhonda Hodges.
Good evening. I bring you greetings from Representative Monty Hodges.
Yes.
Amen. I am Team Hodges as well, because I am his better half.
Yeah.
I've worked beside Monty. This is his 3rd term as a state representative, and we love Blytheville. We have been married now, it'll be 23 years in July. Amen. And we have been here. This is Monty's home. I'm from, of course, you know I'm not from Blytheville, but this is my home. And we could have chose to go anywhere. We could have been anywhere. We were both career oriented, and we chose to stay here. Crime is up. The city is not where it could be. And you are correct when you say where the census and the population is. I know the stats on things because I hear the calls, I get his emails, and Monty loves not only his district, but the state of Arkansas. He really does try to answer the calls and the questions, and he tries to be, I know that Ms. Darlene just said, thank Mr. Monty for being a part of, the Black History program at, Prince of Peace.
Yeah.
And, so he, when he when he can't be there.